Now, both the countries face almost a similar kind of threat, security threat. Iran is not willing to stop the nuclear enrichment program. There are 13 installations in Iran hit badly by Israel. We don't know the extent of the damage. Nobody knows whether Iran has actually attained nuclear capability, maybe having some Hiroshima type crude atomic devices. We will never know. Diplomatically, India takes a stand for Israel's right for existence. At the same time, the right of Palestine also to exist. Iran-Israel standoff is assuming dangerous proportions, alarming proportions. See, we thought originally the standoff may not occur at all because America is involved in the mediatory talks, and also United States has been doing a talk with Iran on nuclear, possibly reaching a nuclear deal. But 5 rounds, and after looking back, after the 5 rounds of talk initiated by Oman as the mediator, there is no conclusive evidence of a solution to the problem. Iran adopts a policy of going for nuclear enrichment. Iran is not willing to stop the nuclear enrichment program. At the same time, Iran vows that Iran is not going to make atomic bomb at all. So this is contradictory. Enrichment will naturally lead to making of the atomic device, atomic weapons. Weaponization is something which Israel is really concerned about. Israel is a small country facing a very enormous security threat from the vicinity. The major threat comes from Iran. Iran has been dealing with the situation in a very harsh way, in the sense that it's been using, like an octopus, it's been using the tentacles in the form of Hamas, in the form of Hezbollah and Houthis to encircle Israel. So Israel wants to eliminate threat one after the other. So Hamas is almost wiped out because Gaza is totally dominated by Israel at the moment. And Hezbollah is almost neutralized because they have a truck, no war at all. And Houthis, continuous, relentless pounding on Houthi centers by Americans and Israel. That is nullifying the Houthi threat also. Now Iran stands almost all alone. Now both the countries face almost a similar kind of threat, security threat. So that is when the nuclear talks between America and Israel, America and Iran came to a standstill. That is an opportunity Israel seized with both the arms and pounced upon Iran, and sending really strong signals by eliminating top military leadership, top IRGC leadership, and also attacking nuclear installations. See, look, the targets include, Mohammad Bagheri, the army, the Supreme Commander. Bagheri is the Arms Forces Chief, General Bagheri, eliminated. And also the IRGC Chief, Hussein Salami, is also eliminated. Maybe his residential complex may be attacked, or military installation. We are not very sure about it, because some of the attacks happened on the residential towers and all that. See, that is catastrophic. So these leaders are eliminated, and also the top advisor to Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei also is eliminated. So pinpointing, see, Israel's policy of pinpointing individuals to eliminate them continues in the case of Iran also. Earlier also, Qasem Soleimani, the IRGC top gun Qasem Soleimani, eliminated a few years back with American assistance. So this kind of assassination continues on the one side. There are 13 installations in Iran hit badly by Israel. We don't know the extent of the damage, but Iran confirms that there have been hits on 13 installations. At least 6 of them happen to be nuclear installations, including Natanz nuclear capability. That is where big-time atomic enrichment of the uranium taking place. Iran has almost reached 90% of the enrichment capacity. That is almost tantamount to making nuclear bombs. Once Iran attains the nuclear capability, Israel becomes so vulnerable. Therefore, Israeli brains worked this way. We will conduct a preemptive strike. This is exactly what happened, and Israel has found it as a pretext that the talks between America and Iran has failed. Therefore, Israel has taken the honors and chose to attack Iran, and Iran retaliated. No matter what happened, Iran retaliated with hundreds of drones, which is the initial wave, and Israel calls it a wave of attack, which is just started. Another wave is likely, maybe on the offing, because they called it Operation Rising Lion. That means it's almost equivalent to India's Operation Sindhur, which is a never-ending process. It's a continuous process which is stopped for the time being. It can continue. That kind of a dynamics is seen from Israel's policy also. But Iran is not going to sit idle. Iran now loses its hold through the proxies. It comes into the direct picture. Nobody knows whether Iran has actually attained nuclear capability, maybe having some Hiroshima type crude atomic devices. We will never know. So Saudi Arabia also becomes highly concerned, because any attack against Israel can ultimately lead to an attack against Saudi also, because Iran-Saudi relations also has been extremely extremely shoddy. Therefore, the entire region becomes so vulnerable and fragile. Oil is heating up. The crude oil prices have skyrocketed almost one night, overnight, 7 to 9% jump in the crude oil prices. And gold prices have gone up because there's a jittery in the global markets. The stock markets world over, including India's market, has come down. So then now the ultimate question, where does India put itself in? Indo-Israeli relations have been extremely cordial for last 1 decade or so, because India has learned to balance beautifully between the Arab interest, because basically oil interest and diaspora interest, and Israel. Israel has been a trusted partner for quite some time, because Israeli intelligence provided by Mossad that is well received by India when it comes to the terror network operated from Pakistan. So therefore, India has to balance between Israel on the one side and the Arab world on the other side. And Iran, although not an Arab country, but a major Muslim country, has been very friendly with India. So Iran also is a strategic cog in the scheme of things for India. So India is trying equidistant, keeping non-committal on this device. And Kerala Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan, of course, he has its politics and all that, declaring Israel as a rock state, and that is something which is political, looking at the Muslim votes possibly. So there are nuances, there are several angles to Indian politics to it. But generally, diplomatically, India takes a stand for Israel's right for existence, at the same time the right of Palestine also to exist, and also as an independent state. And Iran-Israel tussle, India is unlikely to take any sides, although India's strategic interests converge with those of Israel when it comes to terror. But Iran, mind you, is not a terror state. It aids and abets terror, all right, but state is not a terror state. Iran is a credible state. But the nuclear capability is something which can make the entire region fragile. India also is a nuclear power, Pakistan is a nuclear power, Israel is a nuclear power, although it is undeclared. So in Asia, so many nuclear powers in West and South Asia coming into the spectrum is not to India's comfort as well. Therefore, India may not be very much pleased with Iran's nuclear program, although it may not comment on it. Israel-India interests converge on that point. But for that, certainly India would want the stoppage of the escalation, because air traffic, oil prices, everything, goes topsy-turvy. So that is the situation when it comes to escalation between Iran and Israel.